small businesses in the interested in becoming certified and or registered with Hillsborough County. So what in the world does that mean? That means they have the opportunity to obtain contracts with the county. And I will tell you, and through our procurement department. So I will tell you everything that we purchase, all those cool little things that, well, this one we get from the Kaufman Foundation, but the poppers, the little planters, our flyers, our printing, all of that is done through a minority or woman-owned business in Hillsborough County. So we have a percentage that we have to achieve in utilizing these businesses. So there's a huge focus right now on increasing our small and minority businesses who are certified and or registered with the county, because we need to conduct even more business with them. So there are still projects that we might not be able to identify minority owned or woman owned business. And we do have to go to another, maybe just a small business to obtain those services. But our focus now is to really build that base and have a lot more of those small minority women-owned businesses that we can purchase all those products from. It could be construction, filling the potholes, public works, picking up your trash. All of those are contract opportunities with Hillsborough County. So if you know anybody that's a minority or woman-owned business, send them our way. We will help them through our team in economic development and through our partnership with our new division, I should say, get them certified with the county. It does not cost them anything to become certified. They have to submit an application, which is a little bit challenging, but we will walk them through the process with our business consulting team and then help them obtain some of those contracts. So another division of economic development, you probably had no idea all these things existed, right? Is our on here? What's that? We are on here, just a really old logo. Actually, I need to change that logo. Glad I didn't leave you out because I was feeling really bad. So we have our tourism and cultural development. So we have an individual who manages the different contracts and grants that are available specifically to historic preservation. And I've got two pictures here, and I'll get these updated because we have so many projects that we work on. So there are so many historic buildings in Ybor City. Any of the social clubs, whether it's the Cuban Club, the Italian Club, actually even the Ybor City Baseball Museum has received funding from the county as part of the historic preservation grant. So I believe the baseball museum on 19th Street received close to $300,000. Don't quote me on that. It's pretty close, to renovate that building and create what's considered a cultural asset for our community. So we have a division that manages those grants and provides those opportunities for any type of historic preservation in our community. A lot of people think mostly of Ybor City, but there's West Tampa. There's different buildings throughout the entire county that might qualify under this program. This picture is of the Tampa Theater, which is downtown Tampa. And this is the Rialto Theater, which is in the Tampa Heights area, both high historic districts. Now, we also have our film commission. And as a matter of fact, there was a incentive provided this morning to a new film that's being created, or new movie being created here. I believe it's actually in Ybor City, right on 7th Avenue, that provided an incentive for them to film this in Ybor City, because although we're providing them funding, it exposes our area to the entire world through the movie. It brings all of their employees who stay in hotels, eat at our restaurants, and provide economic impact to our entire community. Did anybody see which movie it was? It's Mi Abuelo that's coming. I guess it's supposed to be a big screen, big picture. So we just provided, and it was approved this morning, $85,000 to film it here in Ybor. Now, there was another movie that they really, really wanted to host here or to film here in Ybor City, but there was not an incentive available at that time. So they ended up moving it to Georgia, where they were able to provide an incentive. The state of Georgia provided them something, and they basically recreated the scene of what it would have looked like if it was in Ybor City. So really sad we lost that opportunity, but now we do have that incentive back. And now we provide funding for them to do those things here, because again, it's an overall community impact. Now I can take a breath before I start my favorite part. Any questions on the overview of economic development? Hopefully not anything in too much detail, because I'll have to refer you to one of my colleagues who's an expert. But any questions you might have about economic development in general? Yes.
If you're a small business, for example, you're a professional and you want to start a company, so do you guys help?
Yes.
Start a company or?
Yes, we do. And that's what we're going to talk about next. A perfect question to segue into my actual presentation. Anything else before I move into this piece? Okay. So by now, I don't need to read this to you. You've already read about the ECC. We were established actually in December of 2014. So really that was kind of our soft launch. We really launched our program in January of 2015. Our Board of County Commissioners felt the need for us to have a one-stop shop for businesses to seek resources and assistance at no cost. So the programs that we host here are available to our business community, no matter what phase of business or what stage of business they're in, whether they're a basic startup with just an idea, and I'm going to share the different resources that are available, or they've been in existence for over 100 years, 5th generation, like the Columbia Restaurant or like Segunda. We have resources available for every stage of your business. So our county commission wanted to put us in a cool central location of the county, walkable community. So after you all leave here today, you can certainly continue the conversation outside of our building at a local small business in the community. By the way, I just received word that directly catty corner from here, they're opening a brand new distillery. So after, and I understand they'll have food trucks there on a regular basis, and I understand it's going to be a bourbon distillery. So, and apparently a very well-known one, but I don't know who it is yet. I just heard that yesterday. So, but it's a great, cool community, walkable. It supports our local businesses and puts us centrally located to all of Hillsborough County. We did exist before. I told you I was with the county since 2007 in the small business world. We did exist before. We were closer to Temple Terrace, but we were not a one-stop shop. We were Hillsborough County employees who were contracted with the Small Business Development Center and we were consultants. So we would go out in the community, meet with our local businesses, provide them consulting, and conduct workshops all over the county to provide resources. So this is kind of like the next generation of that, and let's get into a little more detail. So our one-stop shop has over 100 partners who utilize this facility in some shape or form, whether it's their permanent headquarters, their home base, or whether they use it as a satellite location like you do. You host your meetings here on a monthly basis. We have several partners who do that. We also have on-site partners, which include the Small Business Development Center at Hillsborough County. We have SCORE. Has anybody heard of SCORE? Which is a national organization, the Service Corps of Retired Executives. They provide, or they volunteer their time. I always call them the been there, done that team. They've been CEOs or of major corporations, or they've owned their own multi-million-dollar businesses. And now they give back to the community because they've been there and done it. They meet with you at no cost and consult. Yes, the team does as well. Some of our like I said, we started in January 2015. We are in this 8,000 square foot facility, and I will tell you, as COVID was preparing to hit, nobody knew what was going on. We were preparing for our next stage of the ECC, and that was going to be a 40,000 square foot facility, which unfortunately was halted thanks to COVID, because we are event driven, and this building unfortunately did not have the activity that it did as we led up to COVID. We were literally busting at the seams, and we could not accommodate every event that was being requested of our facility. We work directly with nonprofit organizations, academic institutions, and other government agencies who all have the same mission in mind, and that's to grow and build our Hillsborough County entrepreneur ecosystem. Pre-ECC, our partners were too busy competing with each other. They were all after the same client. But housing them all in one location, whether it's their home base or their satellite, created a collaborative environment. Now we have this pipeline where our entrepreneurs can go to SCORE, they can go to SBDC, they can go to every resources out there based on whatever stage or whatever their specific, maybe it's a demographic thing. Maybe they're women owned. We might send them to the Women's Business Center. which is a partner of ours as well, or the Working Women Foundation for seed funding that's available to them. Free money really does exist. So let me get into some of the partners. This is just a sampling. We have over 100. Before I do, to highlight some of the awards and recognition that we've received since we launched, I'm not going to read each and every one of them, but in 2017, we were super excited. Only 2 years in, we were voted by the People's Choice as the best entrepreneur support organization in Hillsborough County. Quite an accomplishment when all these other resources, our partners that we brought together, have existed for years. We were recognized because we were able to bring them together, and instead of competing, they're now collaborating. I'll jump to 2019, which this one to me was our home run. We received and competed against 3,000 counties in the entire United States for the National Association of Counties Award and won the Hub of Entrepreneurship. So this facility is the only one that exists in the country, as far as I know now. There might be, unless something's open in the last couple months, that's 100% operated by your local government and funded by your local government. Most of them are nonprofit organizations or attached to a university or community college. So this is technically, this is your taxpayer dollars at work. And then in 2020, we received $100 million from the CARES Act to help and support our local small business community. So yes, our facility completely, more or less, shut down to events for 1.5 years, but our team turned into a call center serving desperate businesses trying to figure out how to survive and what resources they could tap into. My team, one of my teammates, or one of the gentlemen on my team, transitioned all of our programs that were in person to virtual within 2 weeks, David. My other team members became part of the call center to serve those businesses desperate, crying. They were counselors. They were, I mean, it was unbelievable, the phone calls that they were getting on a daily basis because people literally had to close their doors because of all the different requirements because of COVID. So we were very fortunate to receive the $100 million geared specifically to small businesses in our community. And I'm proud to say our entire economic development team chipped in. We answered calls, we read applications, we created an entire process, and we're able to distribute between $10,000 and $40,000 to nearly 6,000 businesses in Hillsborough County. I get choked up just thinking about it. This is money they did not have to pay back. This helped them keep their employees, helped them keep the lights on, helped them get through that challenging time, or to pivot their business, the most overused word in 2020, right? We got to convert our restaurant from sit down to carry out. So that funding was a small piece of keeping those businesses' doors open. Sadly, some of them still shut down, but they may have been able to pay their rent, which was another small business. You know, landlords are small businesses too. So that was a huge accomplishment. And I would say of everything we've done in the 7 years of existence, our entire economic development team, hands on deck, made that program work. So this is a graph showing our events and the consulting that we do through our partnerships. Pre-COVID, we would host approximately 100 events each month here on site, over 1,000 participants in those programs. You can see that number continue to climb, even in 2020. And that's now including the virtual events that we had to transition to. And again, like I said, we were busting at the seams. We were ready. The RFP was out and the request for proposal. We were ready to build that 40,000 square foot facility. And hopefully we'll get to do that in the future. We did renew our lease here. We've got 3 years on this lease and 3 years to bust at the seams again so that we can look down the road and look at that happening in the future. So hopefully that does happen. We're happy that our events are being brought back on site now. I'm tired of Zoom, as everybody else is. So something that's a little bit different about us. You know, you've probably heard about co-working, about incubators, about accelerators. I referred to the WAVE and a couple others that we provide funding for. We are not a space for businesses to use as a workspace. We are a resource center for them to receive education, consulting, mentoring, business pitching. We are an incubator for the service providers, the 100+ partners I shared with you. So we allow our partners to use this facility at no cost, as long as it's related to entrepreneurship in some shape or form. You all allowing me to present to you today, you fall within that criteria. And I know you'll share these resources that are free to your friends, your family, and your neighbors. So these are actually 1 Million Cups, as I always refer to it as our anchor program. And this is what it looked like in the day, pre-COVID, I should say. We would fit 75 people in this room with standing room often. And this is for our anchor program, which is 1 Million Cups. And if you're not familiar, is anybody familiar with 1 Million Cups? Besides seeing the banners and the orange cup that somebody won. 1 Million Cups is like a live version of Shark Tank. It takes place here every single Wednesday morning. This morning we had 20 people in house. We had 2 presenters, which is how it works every single week. The presenters are somebody with just a business idea or a product idea, or maybe they're in business less than 5 years and they're just getting started and they need to make that connection to the community. So they have 6 minutes, just like Shark Tank on TV. I don't know how much time they have, but we have 6 minutes for them to present that idea, and then 20 minutes to receive feedback from the community. You are the community. You may not be a business owner. You're all entrepreneurs now, right? You realize that? So you can provide feedback to these presenters if their idea is feasible. Maybe they need to consider doing something else. We've had ideas come through here that came in with one idea and left with another and then launched. So it's an opportunity to provide a friendly, safe environment. It's not like Shark Tank on TV where the investors are mean and nasty sometimes. It's a comforting environment and a safe place for them to take that first step. So when entrepreneurs call or walk in the door, our team helps them navigate the system and understand all those partners, which one is the best for me. Because all those partners, how would an entrepreneur know who to go to? So if somebody says, I have this idea and I'm not sure what to do with it, the first thing my team will say is, you need to talk with the 1 Million Cups team. Because 1 Million Cups will help you get that idea out there and determine if it's really a good idea and the community's receptive to it. Then the next step for them might be to meet with SCORE, the been there, done that team, right? Or maybe the SBDC, the Small Business Development Center team, who provides free consulting and workshops as well. Maybe it's a female-owned business or female presenting. We may say, you know what, talk to the Women's Business Center or the Working Women Foundation because they have an opportunity for a seed fund to help you launch that product you just shared with us. So whatever it is, whatever stage, whatever type, and whoever it might be, we have a resource for them. But often when somebody just comes in, we call them tire kickers behind the scenes. The first thing we'll do if they don't know what to do is send them to 1 Million Cups. The entire organizing team, I believe there's like 15 of us now, will walk them through the process and get them ready before we put them up in front to present. And it's okay if they're nervous. It's okay if they stutter. It's okay if they cry because the environment is safe, welcoming, and we'll embrace them and coach them. We've had companies such as these who all started here. Does anybody recognize any of these? And if you don't, you should Google them and look some of them up.
What is the food one?
Which one?
The
Top
food
left.
one up there.
This one?
Yeah.
This is Fresco Foods.
Okay.
Okay.
So
That
you
actually
probably,
looks familiar.
yes, you've probably seen them in Publix. And I will tell you that business wasn't even launched. It was just an idea that he packaged these up. And it was the funniest thing. This man, Rob, the owner, we still stay very close to touch with him. He called me and he said, I heard you're starting 1 Million Cups. I've heard of them because there's over 200 chapters in the US. I believe we were the 60th chapter. And he said, I want to be your first presenter. And we had already had presenters lined up for the first week for the kickoff. I said, well, you know, Rob, I'm so sorry. I can schedule you for next week. We have the pipeline filled because people are so eager if they know about 1 Million Cups to get in front of that community. So Rob, the owner of Fresco Foods, and his wife Tracy literally wheeled in this cooler full of all these foods that did not look that good when they came in here, passed them out to everybody to get feedback, and then did their presentation. And now I can tell you, 7 years later, They're in every Publix in the state of Florida, I believe in every Publix in Georgia, and they're continuing to work their way up to the north, and do up the entire East Coast, and they're doing amazing. I think I saw a story the other day that they're from FSU and they're part of the 100. They recognize their top 100 alum, and they made that list, and they're now a multi-million-dollar company. And they started right here, standing right there. So, and you know what? Circle Bottle. Look on TikTok. Go to TikTok and look up Circle. And I have a funny story with them too, because they weren't even in market yet. They came in here with this plastic bottle, which they had 3D printed, and said to us, we are the Keurig bottle, or we are the Keurig of water bottles. So they had this great idea with this water bottle with a cartridge that you insert. You can filter the water simultaneously while flavoring the water by this dial. We changed the way that bottle looked by the feedback they received in 1 million cups. And I think it was about 6 or 8 months later, they got an investor. And the funny story now, I think that was probably 5 years ago. They were a couple years into 1 million cups before they presented. They actually made the 1 in a million competition, which is something the Kauffman Foundation does up in Kansas City. Kauffman oversees the entire 1 million cups program. And they made the top 5 competing for $25,000. And they were flown up to Kansas City, all expenses paid, all the education, and they got to compete. They didn't win, but they received all that free education and advice and mentoring. But my daughter called me, who lives up in the Panhandle, and she had remembered me briefly talking about Circle Bottle, because they actually came back and handed out free bottles to all the people at a future presentation and said, give us feedback. My daughter says, Mom, I just saw that Circle Bottle on TikTok. Wasn't that one of your clients? You got to get me one, because they were so back ordered because they went viral on TikTok that nobody could get them anymore. So I actually did a presentation at Industrious a few weeks ago, and a guy was sitting there with the old model on his desk, which was really cool. So in Code Notes, you might have heard, he's been very popular lately. He came in here with just this idea, mental health issues. And it's a text, I guess, an automated robot texting that he has. I don't even know how to explain it. Some of this stuff is just so far beyond me. He got $1 million investor from somebody who was sitting in the audience that we had no idea was even an investor. Approached him afterwards, and now he's winning competitions all over the United States. And it's a mental health awareness thing where there's an automatic response and somebody you can text anytime you want and have a conversation when you're not doing well. So pretty cool ideas. And then Hannah's Shoebox was a company that was developed by a Black lady whose daughter, when she was young, had very large feet, and she could never find age-appropriate shoes for her daughter. So they created their own. And then this is Celestial Clasp. She made her big debut here at 1 million cups, but then Home Shopping Network at the time is where she ended up making her big money. It's for you ladies who have a hard time maybe sometimes clasping your necklace, it's a magnetized clasp. So pretty cool. So I'm not going to watch the video now, but I would like to encourage all of you. You're welcome to come in and join the 1 million cups community. We are both doing virtual via Zoom as well as in person here, just like you're doing today, although yours is through Google Meet. You can certainly tune in via Zoom, or we do a Facebook Live through our 1 million cups Tampa page on Facebook. But that's every single Wednesday at 9 a.m. This morning we had a company that talked about NFTs. Are you all familiar with? It was pretty wild. I'm just like blown away about all this new stuff, and it was a very interesting conversation this morning and feedback. The company was called Ape. And then we have next week, or actually over the next few weeks, we have all female presenters who are scheduled in recognition of Women's History Month. So we always talk about, I said we had over 100 programs here on site. I always want to let everybody know 1 million cups is our anchor program. Our anchor partner, who I've already mentioned, is the SBDC team. This is their home base, And this is a team of business consultants, certified business consultants, who provide free consulting and free workshops to business owners throughout Hillsborough County. They have satellite offices also in the chamber, but they will, the question you asked me earlier, if there was somebody here who could help you, whether you're going through 1 Million Cups first or you meet with an SBDC teammate, you can certainly receive that consulting. You can schedule an appointment with them every single week if you want to. And they'll walk you through the steps of starting your business. Everything from licensing and permitting to if you've been in existence like La Segunda, who is a client, maybe your business is pivoting or you opened up a new location or expanding. We also serve veteran entrepreneurs. We have space in the back. That's actually, I mentioned we're not a co-working space, but we do offer co-working space to veterans. If you're a veteran entrepreneur, you have free space that you can call your workspace here at the ECC. And we have programs to serve those veteran entrepreneurs, whether it's Operation Startup, Bunker Labs, or Action Zone, all this is their home base here. Again, we have some satellite partners and some who call this home base. We have SCORE, and these are all pictures from pre-COVID. SCORE provides a program 2 times a month on Saturdays. The second Saturday of the month is how to start a business. The 4th Saturday of the month is writing your business plan. They're doing a special program this week, which is contracts, and that would be how to get government contracts. That's being hosted on Saturday. They provide free consulting. The library used to be here every month, providing a workshop, whether it's how to design an app or how to do an Excel spreadsheet or how to create a PowerPoint, the basics of what you need to know for a business that you don't think about. They'll be returning, actually, I'm happy to say, the last Wednesday of March, and they'll be here every last Wednesday of each month. So excited they're coming back because their programs are super unique. They also have free research, marketing research that they can help you conduct, which normally would be thousands of dollars. If you have a Hillsborough County Public Library card, you get all of that for free. We work with minority entrepreneur service organizations, Prospera. They do basically exactly what the SBDC does, but everything is conducted in Spanish. We all know we have a very high Hispanic population in Hillsborough County, so we're excited that they've been a long time partner, as well as a Hispanic chamber. They just booked an event that they'll be hosting here in April on starting a business, and that program will be conducted in Spanish. We work with the Black Heritage Festival. They did a financial fair here, basically financial literacy for your business. All these are at no cost. We have AMROC, which is an organization that works with the youth in creating robots and working with STEM. We have the Florida Institute of Certified Public Accountants that host their monthly meetings here, also returning, super happy about that. The Shooting Star Foundation, this is the high school entrepreneur program that we hosted in the summer right before COVID. They went on to win a congressional award for their app that they designed right here in this building. The app was, by the way, in case you're curious, it's an app for example, if you have an empty room in your house or an empty garage and somebody's looking for somewhere to store their items, there's an app to help you identify space, and it's less expensive than going to an actual storage unit. And they were targeting college students because when you go home on break, often you have to clean everything out of your dorm, or whether it's over the summer. And if you live out of the area, it helps them identify somebody locally where they can store their goods until they come back. You don't have to worry about putting it in a storage unit or taking it home with them, but identifying somebody with empty space that can make a little money and save money for the user. The University of Florida, and again, this is pre-COVID. Hard to believe this place was that packed back in the day. The UF had a grant to educate our Hillsborough County teachers on how to incorporate entrepreneurship and STEM in the classroom. So they did that training session here for 6 weeks. Here's a sampling of some of the other programs that we posted here. We just concluded a program in partnership with the Hillsborough County Arts Council for the business side of art, which was a very popular program, and I'm so excited that returned. And I'm going to highlight a couple others. I talked to you about the CARES Act already and the funds that we were able to disperse. Very proud of that. Here will give you an idea This was right close to the end of the program. We were able to serve right at 6,000. It's a little bit higher than the number reflected there. And this is Hillsborough County, so you can kind of see the areas where the most people took advantage of the programs or the funding. I always like to show this. This is pre-COVID. And this is when we transitioned within that 2 weeks, thanks to David, one of our team members, who learned everything he could about Zoom and Google and all the different platforms to make sure that the businesses still had access to the resources at a time they needed them the most.
Are they opening one finger up?
Oh, so this was actually 1 million cups.
Okay.
So we did transition 1 million cups actually to 100% virtual too, which is crazy because it's mostly like interaction and being around people. So we were able to make that 100% virtual in partnership with the Kauffman Foundation, and everybody was saying, yay, 1 million cups. By the way, the name 1 million cups, it comes from, like I mentioned, Kauffman is the sponsor of the program out of Kansas City, but there's over 200 chapters in the US, and simultaneously every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. in their time zone, the goal is for 1 million people to be drinking coffee and caffeinating their community. So that's the name 1 million cups. I'll highlight a couple of our upcoming programs next Friday here on site in person, as well as streamed via our county's Facebook page. A new program that we started is Local Stories Live. This is something we created during COVID because we identified that our entrepreneurs want to learn from their fellow entrepreneurs, from successful business owners in the community. So every month on the second Friday of the month at 9 a.m., we have 3 panelists in a specific industry that come and share their journey, their challenges, their failures, their accomplishments, their best practices. So it's a 30-minute panel, and then it opens up to Q&A. I moderate the panel of the 3 panelists, and then we open it up to the public to ask questions of those panelists. This month, next Friday, we'll be featuring women-owned businesses because of Women's History Month, but it's also National Craft Month. So we are highlighting 3 women-owned businesses in the crafting industry. So super excited about that. We have Local Mom Box, which is a business founded by Joanna Sanchez here in Hillsborough County that provides a craft box to families with young kids to have a craft every month. It's locally done here. We also have the 7th Avenue candles. I'm saying the name wrong. Anyway. Thank you. I think their official business name is 7th Avenue Candle Company, but yeah, it's Apothecary on 7th Avenue is they're doing business as name. Multi-million-dollar company now, and they do handcrafted candles. And then our final is Jennifer. Oh my goodness, you might know her, but she's a jewelry maker in the community as well. Very, very popular. Sanders something. So you can tune in live through our social platform, Hillsborough County, or certainly show up and participate in person. I'll even make you coffee. Here's a couple of the other events that we have coming up. Oops, I got a typo. I forgot when 22 is. So these are over the next week or so. We have Selling for Startups tomorrow. We have a data analytics meetup here through USF MUMA of College of Business that's on site here tomorrow at 6 o'clock. We have a contracts course, which I mentioned already, on Saturday through SCORE. We have the Inventors Launchpad next week. If you have an invention idea and you don't know how to get it to market, or you need information on patenting, all that's free here next week. And then Taste of Success, which is another new event we just launched, which is kind of cool. It seems like the entrepreneurs in our community are really wanting to hear from fellow entrepreneurs. So this is a program that takes place over lunch every month. And we're bringing in a local business to share their story, another local business who is a local restaurant who provides the food. And this is in partnership with First Home Bank. So really cool program. I think I've covered all this, how we transitioned to virtual, how we literally transitioned into a business disaster recovery hub during COVID or during hurricanes or other disasters that happen. We have extended hours to accommodate events such as this one. We continue to increase our partnerships, our technology. We continue to modify all the time to meet the demands of whatever the world delivers us, whether we need intercoms or Zoom or whatever it is. We're we're very fortunate that we have the ability to do so. And there's my contact information. And it feels so good to be up here without a mask. Because now I have a voice still. So any questions? I think I'm probably out of time, right? Yeah, but if there's any questions before I turn it back over to Dylan.
I mean, I have questions.
Yes.
We attend to all the meetings that you show us online.
So you can go to our website and you can see our calendar of events. When you leave here tonight, there's there's some over here too. There's an information flyer. You can sign up to receive our newsletter, which will list, every Tuesday morning, you'll get a list of the upcoming events for the next 7 days and the opportunity to register for them if a registration is required. You can also visit our online calendar and just see what's coming up for the next several months. Our newsletter is only 7 days out. Our online calendar usually goes out several months. Some of them require you register. Some of them don't. Like 1 Million Cups, you can just show up. Local Stories Live, you can just show up. But for the education, more classes, we'd like to know how many are coming in so they know how much material, they need, how much material they need. Okay, if there's no more questions, I have 2 questions for you.
Okay.
I have 2 more prizes. What year was the ECC launched?
2014.
Yay! That was kind of a trick question because 2014, that was our soft launch.
Right.
That's the right answer because our graphic reflects that. What is the name of the program that's the Shark Tank without a bite? Yep. I was trying to hide these. There you go. Okay, you're so welcome. And help yourself to the other goodies over there. And that's it for me.
I use that thing almost every day. When I'm sitting on my
I
computer.
use that thing way too often.
It's the modern day stress ball.
Right. Let's see if I can actually figure out how to do this for the first time. Second time.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
I guess you have a little bit more of your meeting left, right?
Yeah.
I appreciate you get us to the slides about upcoming events.
Okay. I'm gonna get out of my.
I'm gonna do like real
That's
fast.
slideshow button, yeah.
Yeah, you do this. This isn't for me.
It's all on you now, Rich.
Yeah,
It's always, yeah.
Yeah, seriously. Happy birthday, Rich.
Yeah, it's tomorrow, but it's easy. It's close enough.
Close enough. It's close enough. All right, we can skip this. We can do the 4-way test. We got the 4-way test. That's fine. All right, we'll do the 4-way test again. Kind of make it quick. So just go with me. Number 1, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
And
So that was our presenter, Lynn Kroesen. If you need any of her contact information or if you have any interest in any of her stuff, I can definitely get that to you. Business card. We have a lot of slides, so I'm going to try and make this, I'll try and make it quick. So we have inductions next month. So everybody's invited to come to inductions. I have to get you one too as well, Jessica, and I have one for you too, and I have one for you as well, Cameron. So I'm getting everyone an induction that can come, or even if you can come on Zoom, or I guess this is Google Meet, we have the speaker for all of you to basically welcome you to the club formally. So
Dress code for that.
there's not really a dress code. I mean, if you want to wear business casual, I would suggest it just because I did not wear business casual when I was inducted. And so when I was inducted, there's 3 other people who look really, really well put together, and I'm just in like workout clothes. So
We do normally take photos.
yes.
So I would actually love that.
I mean, you can wear your pajamas. I won't. I'll think you're real cool.
Scrolled in here with
You
like,
just will be on our Instagram. So first volunteering event. We're unloading some material for Penguin Project over at USF. So we're helping them basically get ready for their Mary Poppins show. Penguin Project is a nonprofit organization that does basically, they work with special needs kids to get them in the shows, and they have mentors for those kids to put on the shows. So we're helping them basically unload all the materials to do said show. So next one is we have our next Keeping Tampa Bay Beautiful cleanup. That is at DeSoto Park. That is on Sunday, March 20th, 10 a.m. So we had a really good turnout. The last one, that's not even like the big picture. But yeah, it was actually a lot of fun. Saw an alligator, so that was kind of cool. But we actually did a lot. You know, there's like 6 bags down there. But yeah, we'll probably break up into groups again. You can maybe hang out with people that you aren't usually running around with.
I'm very curious how dirty that place gets in a month.
I would say the woods actually was very dirty. I don't know how dirty it'll be in a month.
That's what I'm saying. Like after the last
definitely go in the woods to basically like get anything down by the water, because there was a lot. We had to get like a few bags just for that, and we still couldn't get all the way in it. Yeah, you know Julio. We were just like in the woods, just like it was real nasty.
It was like rubber pants.
All right. So first social, much to the vein of my existence. Okay. So we have multiple things going on. So that night actually had a Brandon Interact meeting. So I know a few of you are going to that, and I want to go to that. But unfortunately, I will actually be working this social that some of you are going to, which is our Broadway social. So we have like 20 tickets. If you want to go, you see a free to your shows. I can't tell you what they are, but some of them are pretty interesting. If you want a flyer, I can probably get you that Monday. But yeah, that's on Monday and 5 o'clock. But really, it's just show up whenever Andre shows up because he has the tickets. So, yeah. Well, I have the tickets back. Anyway. Then we have a Rotaract picnic. I guess we're doing different types of bread. I don't actually know if that's true, but that's what I was insisted upon. So that's what I will go with. So you can bring your own food for the picnic. I have someone who's already said they just adopted a dog. Lauren just adopted a dog, so just bring her dog. It's at the end of Davis Island, so you can bring whatever food you want. But Andre says that we don't know bread, and we need to learn more about bread, so everyone has to bring bread. So, yeah, that's what I was told to say, and that is what I'm going to go with. You don't actually have to follow me, but quite a few people bring bread. No, I am not giving you a spreadsheet. I will not. That is not for me to deal with. I was just told this. That's what you're getting.
Wait, what about? Sorry, go ahead. Oh, just really quick. I was going to warn everyone. This park doesn't have bathrooms, so it'd be wise for you to go to the bathroom before you arrive.
There is a 7-Eleven on Davis Island. You can use the restroom, or you can go to the airport as well.
We couldn't get into the airport last time.
Yeah, we tried. We walked there and
it
was locked. Yeah.
Oh wow. Well, yes, it is.
So there is not a bathroom anywhere in the vicinity of that park. I just think it's good for people to know that.
European bread superiority. Thanks, Andre.
Lots of bread.
Yeah.
I don't know what bread is. Don't have a Hema's corner, unfortunately, so let's get that.
Yeah, we don't have a Hema today, do we? No.
No, there's no Hema. I yelled at her already. Quick announcement. So you can do dues, so please do that. Obviously, I wanted to mention, I didn't have time to make another slide, but we do have the Brandon Interact Club, which is the first Monday of every month. Basically, go to Brandon. They're asking for more mentors. We're partnering with the USF Rotaract group, so they're bringing some of their students that I've already met to come. So it's a really good opportunity just to mentor high school students, or just I know a lot of people have asked me about reaching out to work with kids. So that's really, really cool. I leave for Honduras next Saturday, so not this coming, but the Saturday after. So all the events you just saw, I will not be here for, including the bread. So I am sorry. That's why I'm not really.
Yeah, so for the people that don't go to events, now's your chance.
Yeah, people that don't go to events, you don't have to deal with me. I will not be there.
How's your Spanish?
My Spanish is actually working pretty well. I'm taking a Babbel course at work, funny enough. Inductions are coming in April, so probably the 4 of you right back there, I'll be in. Actually, I don't think I'm personally inducting any of the 4 of you. Someone volunteered for each of you. But you have someone who will be inducting you formally into the club. You don't actually have to do anything. You can just dress nice or dress however you like. They have to give a speech, though, and I'm very excited to see that.
The doctors have to give
About you.
Conductors.
Yep. You don't have to do anything. You just show up, be pretty.
Somebody's gonna be in speech probably, I'll know.
So,
I mean, it's not like an intense speech, it's sort of like, just a little information about you and how you got there.
Yeah, I was listening.
we have elections next month, but that's more a thing if you want to talk to me about. There's a lot of movement in the background right now. So, and then I haven't actually formally put the date on, but we're getting lunch with USF Rotaract in New Tampa Noon at USF on the 2nd of April at noon. Just kind of like a meet and greet because I've been trying to like get our clubs all together. So
What day of the week is that?
that's a Saturday.
Okay.
Free pizza, free drinks. You can come meet some of the college kids. We're gonna try to bring some of the Bright and Interact students as well. Trying to bring the University of Tampa Rotaract as well. So it's like a big social meeting. So if you want to meet like any high school, college kids, you want to meet mentors in the other clubs as well. Like really good opportunity for that. I've been trying to get us all together for like 8 months, so it's finally coming together. Okay, keep going. All right. Happy birthday, Julio. I'm glad that you came. Unfortunately, Hema did not. I was going to embarrass her with another photo, but she's not here. So I want to wish you happy birthday because I know we didn't have a meeting in February. And then I have another one just for you. So happy birthday, Rich. And also, it's funny enough, I was talking to Jessica and Liz, and I couldn't find a picture of the three of you. So this year, well, I'm in Honduras. Please get a picture of the three of you so I can use it on a slide, so someone can use it on a slideshow next year. Because I don't have one, funny enough. I had a very.
I have one of the three of us, yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I'm sure that must exist.
I know. I was just like, why can't I find one? This should be something that.
I mean, Jess is very selective about which photos she's in, but you see her come.
Yeah. I mean, that was the picture I picked. I could have picked a much more embarrassing one. There were a few of you that were very embarrassing, but I was just like, that's fine. All of Liz's photos look good, but I just wanted to look at Jess because I thought that was perfect. I think I almost did. Gosh, I kind of ran through this. I think that's it. Yeah. Okay. So that's everything I had. I kind of just quickly ran through all that, but yeah, we have socials next weekend. We have volunteering next weekend. We have socials the following weekend. Volunteering the following weekend. I will not be here. But if you have any questions or anything, or if you want to run for an officer position, or you're wondering about the future of the club, or anything, just come talk to me and I'll come help you. Do any of you guys on the line have any questions? Like, I know you're all technically muted right now, so. If not, then I'll just call it. All right, well, that's everything I have, guys. And
Are you gonna ding the bell?
yeah, I'm gonna ding the bell.
I even brought the gavel. Yeah, I don't want to do it real hard. That's bad. Maybe